Hey everybody, it's Evan. We have an update coming out on our training system on July 1st, and I wanted to show you some of the new features that are coming out in that update. So if you want to take a look at these features, you can. Our test server is where we're looking at today, and the address for that is very similar to our regular server. The only difference is it is trainingtest.aeapdonline.org. Okay. When you get there, as you can see, one of the big changes is we are going away from the username. And people will now log in with their email address. Now, obviously, if they can't remember their email address that they used to log in, then they're still going to be somewhat stuck. But we had a lot of individuals who made their username so difficult to remember that it basically became two passwords that they were trying to remember, and that added for a lot of calls. So we're going to have it so that you use your email address and then your password to log in. If you have forgotten your password, this is another change. You will no longer have to put in your username to get it. You can now use your email address, put your email address, and then put in the verification code, that number in there, and then when you click submit, an email will be sent to you. So it'll be email recovery of lost passwords. So that should help cut that back on some of the calls. Now again, if someone has changed districts and they don't have access to their old email, they're still not going to be able to get in. And so you'll still have some calls there where you'll have to get that information and probably help move them over to a new district. But overall, this is going to hopefully cut back on quite a few calls. Okay. Also, when you register, we've simplified this a little bit. Okay. One big thing that we're going to be requiring is that everybody must start putting in their BOE folder number. Okay. Now you could check the box if you don't have one, and then the system will create a number for you. It will be actually a number with a letter in the front, so like A00112 or something like that. The reason for this is that we're going to all of a sudden be sending our information directly to the BOE system. This will be sometime during the 2015-16 school year once they get their system up and line. So as people complete trainings like the mandatory reporter training, that information will go directly from this system over into theirs. So we need the BOE folder number for that to work. Okay. So I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get take a look at the system here. You can see we also took out a lot of other fields that you didn't need to complete. So just first name, last name, email address, BOE folder number, and password. There's no more username. This is also changed. The employment information has been simplified, so you want to find your district. The first thing is you can say whether you're a District A employee or not. If you click no, that's the same as having a pay customer. And then you can pick your district from the list. If I were, for example, Marcus Meriden Cleghorn, I'd click on M and I could click on that item right there. You still need to enter your district password. The building is optional. I think we'll probably have the word optional over to the side. It isn't a drop down or anything, so it'd just be somebody who would type that in. We do have new groups and subject areas here, so we have the ability for people to go and check what position they have, as well as what subject they teach, and then what grades they teach. In time, what a person will be able to do is to go and assign trainings based on everybody who is in a particular group, and they'll also be able to pull up reports and such, so it'll make it more useful for your district administrators. Okay, once I fill that out, I'd click submit registration info. I'm going to go ahead and back out and log in. Once you get in, this is another change that has happened. We've simplified the front page, and again, we're in the process of kind of doing some tweaks here. We have here, it says these are the directions on where to go. A lot of people said when they get in, they didn't really know where to go. You can go, you can edit your information in the tab bar. You can click Catalog to register and take a training. So there's the catalog right there. If you want to resume a training, those are right here below. You can see I only got one right now. And if you have any that you have completed, those will appear below here with the certificate button, so that you don't have to go to a different place to print out a certificate. So really all of the three things that you would need to do would all be located right here. Go to the catalog, resume a training, or print out a certificate. Okay. When you go to the catalog, this has changed as well. We've taken away that bookshelf feature just because we got too many trainings, and so now you can go in and you can either search for a training, or you can also look here and browse. So if I knew I needed a professional development training, I could click here. If I'm already enrolled, it will say that right here, and I can click to go back to that training. Otherwise, I can click here to register for it and start the training. Okay. We're also going to be adding below training types also a topic area. Every training has a topic area that, so math, science, assessments, school improvement, whatever the case is. And so we'll list those out too as a way to go and to browse for those. Again, we just got to the point where we had so many trainings and such that it was becoming too overwhelming to look at. We still do have our self-paced courses here. We'll put those up at the top. And again, we'll be adding self-paced courses. The test system does not have all of the content that our regular system does. So if you look at it and say, oh, I thought you had more self-paced courses than that, we do. They just reside solely on the actual production server. Another feature that's changed is we've taken away the term support, and we put up the term help up at the top. So if you click on help, it goes through and it has the contacts for your district. That's not correct. We'll have to change that. And then we also have just general information and such. This stuff here is this same tabs that we've had before. We'll update the information. As you can see, this will change. But the tabs will remain the same. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think that is look at the basics for that. The actual trainings themselves and how you go through those won't change at all. Let's take a look at the administrative features. I'm going to flip over here and log in as a statewide administrator. Statewide administrator versus local administrators have a few different features as always. So we'll talk about those. The first one that will come up is people when they log in, they'll see this yellow triangle. Okay, what that means is that they had an account that did not have a BOE folder number in it. Okay, so what it's going to ask me to do, you can see here the alert, click here or on the edit tab, either way is the same, to update that number. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change this. My number. I'm going to update that information, and now when I've done that, I'm going to go back to the home page, and you can see now it's all good. Okay. If I don't have an updated folder number, I'm not able to go and to take a new training. It's going to require me to do that first. Okay. Now I can go in here. As you can see, I've got more trainings that I've currently enrolled in. These have expired. The red means expired, so I need to restart or drop those. If I was currently in one, it would be green and it would say resume, similar to what it has before. And if it is approaching a deadline, in other words, if there is, I think it's a month away, it will turn orange. A little bit of a warning. Down here, as I mentioned below, you can see the training history. You can print your certificates for those that are valid. If it is not valid anymore, if it's expired, you can click here to retake. So that's all on the front page. Okay. If people are developers, we're going to have a new developer mode, and this will be even for a few district admin as well who want to create their own trainings. There is a Manage tab. If you haven't seen this before, that's okay. This is more for those that are creating trainings than the people who are helping with support. But this would, if you click on there, you could go in, you can make a new module, A district module is one that you go and you can just upload a file that you have, such as a handbook or such. A new module would be more like all of our other ones where you make page by page and have quizzes and things. And then you can also go in, a developer will be able to go in and make a self-paced course for their own staff. And you'd create a new self-paced course, and once you do, you could add in the trainings from the system into that course and then rearrange them how you would like. Okay, so that's another new feature. Again, it's on the development side, so unless you're working with development, you won't have to worry about that. All right, and then as mentioned, if I go in and edit my personal information, all of this has changed. So you can go in and check which category, which grades, which subjects, which positions. One of the things for this to be really useful for districts, a lot of their old employees probably wouldn't want to go back in and update this information at some point in time, or a district personnel could do that as well. Let's take a look at what administrators can do. Some of these features, again, we're working on these currently, so we'll continue to do this. We've kind of cleaned up some things as well. So the statewide admin will see the online, and this will show everybody that's online. District admin will show only people in their district that is online. The student search, now you can search by folder number. The username is still in there, but it will go away at some point in time. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a typical search. And so this is all pretty much the same. You can find the people that are in there, click on them, see the trainings. Again, since it is on the test system, when we get down to actual trainings and things like that, some of those things might not actually show up perfectly, but that's just because we've taken the record from the regular system and moved it over here. You will also have the ability to print these results, and it's not active right now, but come July 1st, you will have the ability to arrange alphabetically the columns by whichever column you'd like. So if you wanted to put your results in order by email address or by district, you'll be able to do that as well. And then same down here. Okay. Okay, so another new feature on the system is groups, and you can see groups is here. To get to this, again, just to review, under the administration, you click on students first, and then you click on groups. Now before I do this, actually what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and make myself part of a group here. See, I'm not applicable. So we'll say I'm on library staff, and I teach reading. We'll do that, those two, okay? So if I update it, now I'm going to go back under administrator, and I'm going to go to my students, my groups, and I'm going to do a search for all the library staff. Now as statewide, this would pull up information for the entire state. And if you, but at a district level, this would be a little bit more useful. So you could go in, you can pull up that information, and you can see anybody who's marked with that will be there. Okay. Now, also coming from here, and we're not quite sure how it will be working, but you will have the ability to go and to remove people from that group. That's not what this remove button here means, I believe. That actually means to remove the person. So we'll change that, but there will be a way you can remove people from the group. There will also be a way where you can go and you can assign a training to all the members of the group. And I think the way we're going to do it is we're going to have little tick boxes down here, kind of like on your email browser, email client, and you could go and check multiple people in there, or check all if you'd like, and then go and assign a module to that group. Okay, so that's going to be a new feature. A lot of schools won't use it right away because they don't have people who have identified what group they're in. Okay. All right, let's see. I think then going back to the administration menu, most of the other things stay the same. There is the merge feature that we asked that only Shelley or or myself would do. We also have The other menus are pretty much the same. In the district menu, and this is where you can go in and find out who the contact person is, what their district password is, and whether they are participating or not is now placed right there. We've gotten rid of the participating menu. We've kind of merged those two. District merge is similar to the student merge. We asked that only Shelly or myself would be the ones that do that. Calendar stayed the same. Reports is currently the same. There is going to be one change. Under the statewide ones, you can list students and you can say whether they are currently enrolled. Those two items are going to be also on the district one as well. And you can see it's not working at the moment because we're working on that one. And then finally, the statistics has stayed the same as well. So kind of a quick overlook at some of the things that are changing there. So just to review, we've got the new email to log in, email recovery, we'll work that. We've got the new, I call it the Rolodex feature, where you can pick your district. So the way that works is different. When people log in, they will need to add their teacher folder number. The home page has changed, just helps simplify things. The number of items up at the top have changed. There's only a home button and a help button and a log out, so it's kind of simplifying things, and then below it's just a catalog there. The administrative features, again, we're working on the sorting. The groups is the big new thing. We'll be able to assign trainings to groups. There will be other notifications that not just with an email for password recovery, but in time you'll be able to go and to send out notifications for when someone has a training that's expired or when a new training has been assigned. So if I were to go and assign a training to all my staff, an email would be sent out to them as well. We hopefully will have an interface in the back end that allow an administrator to check or uncheck whether they want that to do. The other feature that I did not mention, now I'm looking at my notes, is that we will be able to, under the catalog here, under district modules, we will be able to take a statewide module and check it so that it appears in the district modules. We're going to call this favoriting, and it's a way in which district can say, I want all of these modules, whether we built them or not, to show up in one spot for my staff. So that will be a new feature as well. So that's a look at the changes that are coming out July 1st. If you want to look at the system, feel free to do so. As always, if you have any feedback, let me know. Thank you.